Assalamu alaikum, fam. Hope you're doing well. So, I finished this book a long time ago, and it is a Roman miscellany book. It has a lot of different facts, cool, interesting things about ancient Rome, culture, all kinds of stuff, you name it. There's one particular legend in here that I think you would find quite interesting. Now, this is the myth of the rape of the Sabine women. Now, we don't know if this really happened or not, but it's written down as if it was true. You see what I'm saying? So here it goes. At first, Rome had a tiny population, and more citizens were urgently needed. Romulus established a policy of offering all comers the gift of Roman nationality. So basically saying, very welcome for people to kind of mix and stuff. A welcoming approach to foreigners that was to last 1,000 years. He opened a sanctuary for criminals, vagrants, and every kind of rogue, and miscellaneous rabble soon gathered. Now, this is a bit of the author's opinion, right? There was a lot of order and law in ancient Rome, so I don't think it's fair that he kind of lists the criminals as like a sanctuary for them, as if Rome wanted, a bunch of criminals, especially when if you left the military, you'd be crucified. You know what I mean? It's like honor culture was very popular in ancient Rome, so the way in which he phrases that sounds a little bit skewed, right? It rapidly became clear, however, that there were far too few women to go around among the growing number of male citizens. Something decisive had to be done. So basically he's contending they had lots of people coming in, not enough women to go around, so this kind of caused an issue. More men than women, people were not doing too good. The king staged, Romulus, a great festival at the racecourse, the Circus Maximus. Now that's still standing today. Many people attended, including families from the neighboring Sabine Tribe. So basically, the Sabine Tribe comes into the Circus Maximus to participate in this huge festival, right? That's hosted by Romulus. At a signal from Romulus, a large force of armed Romans kidnapped all the unmarried Sabine women they could find. Their menfolk were left unharmed and encouraged to make good their escape. So basically he's contending here that during this huge festival, Romans were told to snatch up these women against their will. And the men, according to this legend, didn't fight back, but abandoned their women, ran away, and allowed it to happen, which I'm sure that there's going to be somebody who's going to fight back. Like, you like this woman, she's getting kidnapped, she's the mother of your children, come on. The infuriated Sabines demanded the return of their women. Romulus refused, and war broke out. 3 indecisive battles followed. So essentially, Sabine tribe shows up, their women get snatched, they have 3 battles with the Romans, and it doesn't really do anything yet. And finally, under a general called Titus Tatius, the Sabines invaded Rome itself. So Titus Tatius, is a complicated name, decides to go into the, heartbeat of their little city, and that's Rome, to show them, hey, we want our women back, and we're not going to handle this. You would think that why didn't, the men fight when their women were actually being taken? Maybe they did, and we don't have that part of history. But it just seems like that'd be an awful thing to do. But then remember the criminal point, snatching up, women from other men. It's just quite tragic. The Sabines invaded Rome itself. A fight ensued in the marshy valley between Rome's hills, later to become the city's forum or main square. So notice this. The forum, this is where the battle took place between Romulus and Titus because of the Romans snatching Sabine tribal women. You see here how that plays into the mythos. So if you stand in the forum, you kind of know, like, hey, there was a great battle over here where women were stolen from more weaker men. At this point, a remarkable event occurred. The Sabine women came pouring down into the valley from every direction. They had been abducted and forcibly married, but they now accepted their fate and insisted on peace. And then it goes on to say that there was a treaty, and that it contends the Roman men treated their women well, and they decided to stay, and that, guess what? They decided to merge their two states, and they were given Roman citizenship and equal civic rights. So now the Sabine tribe is let in to the network of, Roman power because they gave over their women. So just think about that for a second. The battle takes place 3 times. Then they can't really win. And the women say, hey, you know what? We're going to stay with our captors, according to them. After the men wanted them back and couldn't succeed, they drew up a treaty. They got citizenship and rights, and Titus and Romulus shared a dual throne. And that battle took place on the area where the forum is. And isn't that trippy? And so, this helped fill their ranks and add to their expanding power. So essentially, what this legend is trying to say is that the Romans needed population. They had some people they let in, it wasn't too many. Too few women as well. So they hosted a bait circus. Think about what he said earlier. The Circus Maximus. So people thought they were going to go see a fun event. And people come pouring in. Then Romulus gives a signal. The women are snatched up and taken away. So just think about how Romulus expanded his power at that point. Set a trap, gave women to his people, then got the men to submit, then got their ruler to submit, and got him to sign a treaty, and then ruled in a way in which that man was granted authority. I mean, come on. So that's one legend, or who knows, fact or whatever, Allah knows best, of Romulus and the Sabine tribe of Rome. History is brutal.